I'm Miriam Joy and welcome to my studio. Today we're working on our bling fireworks, and this is pretty simple. It may take just a little bit of time to do, but it's one of my favorite projects this 4th of July season. Let's get started. For our bling fireworks, the first thing you're going to do is take some glue. I use school glue. You could use regular Elmer's glue. You could use tacky glue. And we're going to seal our styrofoam because we're going to spray paint it because we want that effect on our fireworks. So that's real important. And then let that dry. And you want to make sure that you get a nice thick heavy coat on it. Otherwise, if you spray paint on styrofoam, it kind of melts it. And so you can use all kinds of different size sticks. I collected these somewhere. I can't tell you where. I'm always saving things for the next project. And those are my smaller sticks there. If you go to the craft store, or even Walmart has them now, where they have kind of a hobby area, probably more for like model planes or different things like that. They have different size sticks as well, and you can pick them up there. They're not too expensive. But what I'm going to be using today is the skewers, the barbecue skewers, and I picked this pack up. They have them at the dollar stores, Dollar Tree, but I picked mine up at Walmart, and this one was 88 cents. So under $1. It has 100 pieces. You're good to go. When you're putting the glue on, put a skewer in it to hold it. It's so much easier that way. And then I'm just going to leave that there and spray around it and work off of it. And I'm not going to leave my stick on because I think what makes these so elegant is the way we display them. So if you find it easier to remove the stick, and I probably will because it's probably going to get in the way until we spray paint it, we can do that as well. And it doesn't want to move here. Got that guy in there really good. And I am going to cut these because I want this one smaller. I want it in between those two. And I've got 6 inches right now, and then I'll save that other half, but I want the spiky part. And I'm going to cut a few of those, and I'm going to see if those are long enough or not too long, and I think that's good. So I'm going to cut a few of those real quick, and then I'll show you how I put them in. So the way I do it is I put them in the 4 points first, and I went back and trimmed these to 5 because I really don't want these so big. So first we're going to divide this in half. And don't be afraid to go back and adjust it if you need to. And then 4s, and I can already see one of these is a little bit off. And it's okay if it is off. It's not going to be perfect. We've got lots of ones to put in between it. This is just the way I found it easiest to do. And then I divided it. And I think I can put at least 3, if not 4, in between here. So let's see. I'm going to try to divide that one more time. And I'm going to take that one out and scoot it a little bit closer and try and put 4 in between. Now, when you're doing this, if you get 3 in between one, 5 in between one, it's all going around in a circle. So it doesn't matter anyway. Just try and keep your ends about the same height that I try to do. And if you had one that ended up being a little bit taller, like looks like that guy's going to be, we can trim him a little. So we've got 4 in that section. So I'm going to go ahead and finish doing all the sections, and then we'll spray paint them. Another thing you could do is if yours are sliding out a little bit easier, is you could put a dab of glue on the tip before you put it in. The one piece of advice I will give you is when you're sticking these in, just stick them straight up and down as you can. Don't have them going at an angle or you will get into trouble. So we want to try and keep those just straight up and down. And if it's up and out a little bit, I've got some places that are a little bit lower and a little bit higher. That's not a big deal. You could fix it if you wanted to, or you could just leave it. Straighten this guy out just a little here. Okay, and he needs to go in a little bit more. And if you have any that you needed to trim them off and just have them all nice and good. And see how this one's wider? Now these guys, if they have any little tails, just kind of pull them off a little bit, but don't worry about it too much because the paint's going to help them set. So I'm going to stick a skewer back on it and we're going to go outside and spray paint it. Okay, I just use inexpensive spray paint that I get at Walmart, and the basic colors are a lot cheaper there as well. And we're just going to spray our base and halfway out on our spokes here. You can see we're already getting a cool effect. And we want to make sure that we have in between those really, really well. That's one of the things we want to make sure of. And if you wanted to do the bottom all one color and not do the tips a different color, you could do that. That's up to you. And I buy a lot of my metallic paints at yard sales. Don't be afraid to pick stuff up like that. Usually they only want a tiny bit of money. If it doesn't work, it's okay anyway. Alright. So I'm going to spray just the tips now with just some gold. And you can use silver, you can use whatever color you want. Your main color in the middle is going to show out the most. I did the silver in the middle last time with the red on the outside. There, isn't that pretty? Once this is dry, I'm going to go ahead and pull my stick out of that and put it on something to hold it. Now I'm not going to be using this one, but I'm going to use this for Christmas. This is actually a little dish that I found at Kroger for summertime to put stuff in. I think it was $2.99 and I got it for half off. But you could use it for a stand, and I really like the red with that. I'm going to be using a taller one, so I have the 3 different sizes when I'm done here. I added a little bit of bling on the bottom of that, but I even think that by itself this is okay, but when the 3 are together this is too much. I like the elegance of them just being by themselves. So I'm going to start putting my tacky glue on. And I'm only doing a section at a time so it doesn't dry out too fast before I can get my rhinestones on. You can use one size of rhinestones, or you can use several different sizes of rhinestones. For the bigger ones, I try and use some of the bigger rhinestones so it doesn't take as long to fill it all up. But whatever works for you. You may even want some gold rhinestones or some red rhinestones. Anything that works for you. Once we've got all of these on, just kind of gently make sure that they're all sticking nice and tight. We're going to let this side dry, then flip it over and then do the other side. Well, I I hope you enjoyed that. Come on over to miriamjoy.com, see what we're up to, check out all our fun and latest craft supplies. Subscribe to our newsletter so that you can see all the new products, and we also post our videos there as well. Thank you. God bless.